Okay, if you do me a favor, just indulge me on this. This is going to be kind of a long intro, but it is what it is. So, just got back from Colorado, and I have been metal detecting for, coming up on 3 years. And for 2 years, I watch YouTube channels of people panning for gold. And my sister lives in Durango, Colorado for the last couple of years. And for the first time, I was like, hey, I want to go panning for gold and see if I can find anything. And it's just a part of that treasure hunt, you know, it's just, what are you going to find? It's the same thing like metal detecting. What are you going to find? And so I bought some supplies here, didn't spend much money on it because I didn't know if I was even going to find anything. So, and it didn't really even matter. I just wanted to go. I wanted to go do it. I wanted to go pan for gold, see what I can find. So we get there, and before we go, my mom had some friends she grew up with that she used to play, sing with one of them, and her husband was a drummer. Well, her husband Charlie and them, they have always lived somewhere around, for at least for years, have lived somewhere around Durango, Silverton, Colorado. And Charlie is the ultimate treasure hunter, like most of us. He does it. That's what he does. And so I called my mom. I said, hey, see if Charlie would want to go. He had had surgery a few months ago, so I knew it was kind of iffy if he would be able to go or not. Charlie, he's game. He's like, yeah, let's go. So Charlie has either metal detected, prospect, gold pan, jewelry maker. I mean, anything and everything that has to do with treasure, he's done it. And he's hunted probably every river, every valley, whatever you want to call that up in there, every range or whatever, between Silverton and Durango. I mean, this is the man you would want to go. He used to be a part of the Durango Diggers, that the club that once was, but he said is disbanded. He said, yeah, I'll go. I want to go. So we pick up Charlie. Now, let me tell you, Charlie is 80 years old. The man's 80 years old and just had surgery a few months ago. And before we go, Zoe's like, let's buy you some gloves. Because, I mean, in the morning it's like 30 degrees. And the water's freezing. And I'm like, I don't need any gloves. I don't want any gloves. You know, I just want to go panning for gold. And so we get in the car and he takes us to this spot. I have no idea where we're going. I still couldn't tell you where we were at. I just know we were close to Silverton, between Durango and Colorado. Between Durango, Colorado and Silverton, Colorado. We were close to Silverton. And so we get on this Jeep trail and you just start going down. It's a one-lane trail. I mean, off to the side, I mean, it's just a sheer drop-off to the side. It's just, the girls are in the back, you know, Zoe's afraid of heights. She's freaking out. And I'm like, okay. And we're going forever, just down and down and down and down. I mean, it just seemed like we were never going to get to the bottom. And after a while, you're just like, are we close? And Charlie's like, it ain't much further. So, and that seemed to be the theme. It ain't much further. It ain't much further. So finally we get to this spot and he goes, pull in here. Here's where we're at. We're going to go here. So I get out and I have all this stuff in my brain. I mean, I've been free for the last 2 years. Dan Hurd Prospecting, Clash Guitars, Vogus Prospecting, AU 79, Pioneer Poly. I mean, Dylan with Miller Prospecting. I mean, I've watched all these guys for the last couple of years, and here I am. This is my shot. You know, I have a minimal amount of equipment here, and I'm going to go for it. Now, to preface this, a couple days prior to that, we were house sitting for my sister before she came back in town. And I had watched Clash Guitars, and he's explaining how you season your pans. So we were going to go metal detecting at this place called La Plata City. It's where a town used to be. And there's a river that runs right by it. And it was a gold mining town, or a camp, where the other miners would come into town, collect their supplies, and go back to their camp. So I was like, cool, metal detecting day, I'm always up for that. And the girls were up for it, which was cool. So we go. And so I take some of the pans with me because I'm like, if the I'm going to go ahead and season these pans just in case we get a chance to go panning for gold. And Klesh says it's important to get that shine crap off of it, you know, to get them rough so they hold the gold. And because Colorado apparently has really fine gold, and it does. And while doing that, I found 2 little pieces of gold. I was just sucking stuff up that I thought was gold, but you could see mica in there. After years of watching videos, I now know when you see it in there, it shines real good. So I'm just sucking it all up. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing, and I don't care. I'm having a blast. And I ended up finding 2 little pieces of gold, and I'll show you those later on in the video. So we show up on the day. Got Charlie with us. 80 years old, surgery a couple months ago. He's got his sluice. He's got all his equipment with him. He's ready to go. So we get out, and he goes over the river and just jumps down. He sees this huge boulder. It's a long curve. It's really a long curve, but we know we're on the inside bend. I mean, I got all this knowledge of this watching these videos over the years of, hey, do this here, test pan here, test pan there. You know, see where you get the most out of. And it's a lot to try and remember when you're out there, and videoing is out of the question. My brain's focused on this is my chance. I've been watching videos for 2 years, and this is my chance. I can give 2 shits about video. I want to see if I can find some gold. That's what I'm here to do. So Charlie gets in there and he finds a spot. He's tossing boulders out of the way, getting things out of the way. He's wanting to get behind this huge boulder and get down in there where this low pressure would have been behind this boulder, and he's just going to town. And this water's freezing, and when he can't get in it, he's using his hands to scoop material out. I mean, he's a beast. He's 80 years old. He's a beast. He's just going to town. He wears this gold ring that he had made by his buddy from gold he found. I mean, he's a treasure hunter. So I go and find me a little spot, and I start digging, start doing a few pans, start doing a few pans. And then my daughter comes up literally and goes, "How many of those are you going to do?" And I'm like, what am I going to do? Now, by now, the girls have made a fire. You know, they've made this fire over there so they keep warm because it really was cold. My hands are numb. I can't feel them. I should have got gloves, but eventually they warmed up. You're in no sun because literally Charlie takes us. There's 2 mountain ranges, and they literally come together, and at the bottom is where we're at. I mean, we're down at, not even sunlight's getting in it's daytime because the sun hasn't reached over this other mountain range to shoot sun down in there. Eventually it did, and it warmed up, you know, bearable. And so she's like, "How many are you going to do?" And I'm like, "Why? How many what?" She goes, "Those pans." And I'm like, "Oh my God, why?" And she goes, "I want to go shopping in Silverton." And I'm like, "Oh, Jesus." I'm like, "Go warm up by the fire, man. I'm panning. This is my chance. 2 years. And I know within hours I'm going to be back in the DFW area of Texas. And now my shot's gone until next year if I like this, and I do like it." So I go panic mode, because before that I was just doing pans. I was looking, you know, I would see like a little piece of yellow shiny in there, and then I would turn and get the sun off of it, because some of the videos I watch, like if it's yellow in the sun and it's yellow in the shade, it doesn't change colors. That's gold. So, and it's true, because you'll have all the shiny mica and all this other stuff in there shining. As soon as you put it in the shade, all that stuff goes black, but the yellow is still yellow gold. And I'm like, okay, so I'm dumping concentrates into this instead of sucking it up with this. Because some of it's really small. I'm like, I'll do it later at the house. Well, then I started to really panic, because I was like, they're gonna start bugging me. It's cold. They're girls. They want to go shopping. Now my sister, she's another one. She's a beast. She can hang tough. She sit out there all day long. The cold don't bother her. That's what she does. She loves the mountains. But Zoe and Brienne, not so much. And so I started panicking. So I would pan for a little bit. Look, do I have something there? Dump it in the bucket. Dump it in the bucket. I stopped putting it in here. I just started dumping in the bucket. Dumping in the bucket. I knew I didn't have a lot of time. The women eventually were going to say, "It's time to go." And I was like, shit, this is my shot. So I got my classifier out whenever Zoe or Bree, one of them came up to me and was just like, "Everybody's waiting on you." Everybody's waiting on you. I had no desire to leave. They could have left me a damn tent and picked me up the next day. But I knew we were coming home the next day. So, I got my classifier out here that Zoe bought me. It's a 1/2 inch classifier. And I'd already been dumping my concentrates in here for my pans. And you can see, I got little pans. I mean, next time I'll have a bigger pan. I'm even talking about buying a backpack sluice. But this is what I started off with. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But they worked. They did. They did their job. They just don't hold near the material you want to hold once you're out there. So I put the classifier up on top here. There's this huge rock. It's maybe 4.5, 5 feet. It's coming off the inside bend, off the bank, straight out into the river. And the river's flowing this way, and the rock goes underneath the water, comes up out of the water, and then drops off. And only half of the river is flowing over because the water's so low right now. But it had all this material literally right on the other side. It's just a sheer flat face. I start shoveling. I'm dumping in my classifier. I'm shaking it in here. Klesh showed me one time, fill the bucket up with water so when you do your classification, it drops that material a lot quicker. Otherwise, it all sticks. Genius. Worked like a champ. So I'm just sitting there filling it up, filling it up, filling it up, shovel after going deeper and deeper and deeper and wire to wire, trying to get as much material. I knew my time was coming to an end. I know I got gold. I saw it. How much gold? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It was so much fun. The views, the noises, just being in the elements, the family was there, even though, you know, a couple of them were complaining. They really indulged me. So it's a long intro. Thank you for bearing with that. Charlie, it's like I told you, I don't know if you'll get a chance to watch this video. I cannot thank you enough for taking me down there. I'm looking forward to next year and getting out with you, and maybe I'll have a sluice. And just like what we talked about, we should leave the girls at home next time. Just the fellas. But a side note of that, any pictures or any videos in this part of this video, I really got to give thanks to my sister Kim, Zoe, and Brianna. They really were not in the mood to be there, but they really did video some stuff for me, took lots of photos for me, and I really can't thank them enough because my brain was not on videoing. For Klesh, Dan Hurd, Pioneer Polly, Vogus Prospecting, AU79, for these cats that go out in the field and make these videos, come away with gold and pause to go in and do these videos while I do it. I could not imagine stopping and videoing every time I found something. It would have drove me nuts. I mean, you really have to have a lot of patience to do that and a drive to produce something for somebody else to watch. It is really time consuming just panning and trying to find you a good spot. All the things of test panning, look for a good spot, and all these things, it got tossed out the window because the girls got in a hurry, but I don't even care. It was such a good time. Thank you for watching the beginning of this intro to this video. I know it's a long one, but it was so much fun for me. If you ever get a chance to go panning, take advantage of it. If you're anywhere in those areas, look for BLM properties. Go to a BLM office. They will tell you where you can go to go pan for gold recreationally that don't have any claims and it's not privately owned. The National Forest is where we were at. San Juan National Forest is where we were in the first day when I was seasoning the pans. It was where we were in with Charlie. Find your area, go out, have a good time, enjoy the elements. That day, the altitude was really kicking my butt. We were close to 10,000 feet and it was really kicking my butt. Everybody was like, you're shaking, you need to stop and drink water. I knew I had a limited time. And this was my chance to do what I've been watching for 2 years, and I know I won't get back for at least another year or 8 months or so, and I want to take full advantage. You know, dehydrated, passing out, whatever, I didn't care. I wanted to get my material, and I got enough in my concentrates here. There's not a whole lot here, but I have probably, I have this bucket filled up to about here. And I got me and my roomie, we're going to go through this bucket. We're going to do Klesh style. We're going to go Klesh guitar styles. We're going to do kitchen strainer. We're going to get some jet dry. Some of this gold is really small and it does have a tendency to move with the water really easily because it's so small it almost floats like that. So we're going to get us some jet dry. We're going to get us a kitchen strainer. We're going to classify this down, and probably in a couple days because I got to go back to work. Me and my buddy, we're going to sit down. We're going to go through this bucket here. He wasn't able to go. I know I hope he's looking forward as much as I am. to get to go through this bucket and see how much gold is in here. So that'll be added to this video when I'm done with it. But thank you for watching this intro. I know it was long. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks to everybody, especially you, Charlie. Man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It's such a thrill to have you there with me, the history and the experience you have, and just the stories. I loved all of it. I can't wait till next year. Love you, buddy. Be careful. Everybody take care. Get out there and hunt. It's starting to get cooler weather, and now's the time we can put in a full day. Let's get it going. So we're stopped on the side of the road because my oldest is up there in the trees taking a dump. You all right up there?
Yeah.
Oh, she's up in there somewhere. We just had an awesome day out panning for gold. So I'm taking all my concentrates with me back to the house, and we'll work through them there a teaspoon at a time. Right now we're on a poop stop, dropping the doot. Yeah, I'll let you get a look at the scenery out here. Look at that out there. Awesome. Looks like she's gonna be a while later. Here she comes, her first poop ever in the woods. 24 years old, first poop in the woods.
I said, is that a house up there?
Bree, there's a house right there. You got leaves and stuff all over you. Your first poop in the woods, how was it?
Good, better than shitting my pants.
Awesome. Later, we'll bleep that out.
In the spring of 47, so the story it is told. Old John Sutter went to the millside, found a piece of shining gold. Well, he took it to the city, where the word like wildfire spread. And old John Sutter soon came to wish he left that stone in the riverbed.
Alright, check this out. Man, come grab it, sis.
Love you.
What about me? What about Gail?
Dang, you can't record that much on here. No. Just 27 minutes. He's gonna have so much footage to go through when we get home.
Do not fall.
Yeah, do not fall.
Just leave in the same condition we came in.
Yes.
How are y'all gonna get down there?
Hey Charlie, there's a walkway right here.
There's a walkway?
Yeah. Did we bring salsa? Okay. Oh, I thought he fell. No. The camera?
No.
Is it normally under the rocks like that?
It's anywhere in here. It could be anywhere in here. Are you videoing?
Yes, you wanted me to. Talk to your fans.
So, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But what we're doing is we got these really small pans. Next year we'll have 16-inch pans. We'll just see if we like it. Gonna pan this down. We got a lot of flour gold in this. So a lot of floating gold too. So I'll get it down as low as I can to my concentrates in here. And then I'm putting them over here in this bucket. And then when we get back home, we'll pan it all out and see if we got anything. I'm gonna put got a 1/2-inch classifier. I'm gonna classify about half a bucket down. So when I get home, me and my roommate can have fun panning that out because he couldn't come. So other than that, the elevation is getting to me a little bit. We're having fun.
That's what you were just saying. My heart's racing a lot more.
Yeah, come over here. You get see how I'm doing this.
Okay.
My heart's racing a lot more.
I don't want to fall in the water.
Too.
Like I can't breathe.
You just stand on that. And get some video of Charlie for me.
I got some.
I really want some video of him.
Okay. Show him how it's done.
I don't know how it's done, but I've watched enough Dan Hurd, Bogus Prospecting, Clash Guitars, Pioneer Poly to at least give it a shot and have some fun. But yeah, if you got some video of Charlie,
I did.
that would be awesome. Charlie is an old family friend. Used to be a drummer, played with my mom back in the day, and he's always lived up here. And one of his rings he's wearing is a gold nugget ring. He had it made out of the gold that he panned.
He's wearing it right now?
He's wearing it right now. He used to be a member of the Durango Diggers, and he's just an old cat with a lot of knowledge. And he was nice enough to bring us out here today. Yeah, the altitude's getting to me a little bit today. All week long it hasn't bothered me. All week long it hasn't bothered me. And today it just seems like it's getting to me a little bit.
Here, get up close to it.
You won't see it. I mean, if there's any in here, it's going to be really fine. But yeah, this altitude is getting to me today. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna. Damn.
Nothing?
I don't know. We got some black sands in here. a lot of blondes. Like I said, this flower gold is so small, some of it even floats, so. We'll get home and like Shane does on, I think it's Shane on Clef Guitars, he puts a little jet dry in it and helps break the surface tension so some of the stuff doesn't float anymore. See, I got one little teeny speck there and I don't even know if that'll show up.
I want to try to
And I
see.
may have more, but it's floating. I think it might be floating around, but you can see it right there, right at the tip of my finger.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if that's going to pick it up, but
you can kind of see it.
that's what I think. That's what we're looking for. It's definitely staying put for me. And you end up with other stuff in here too, because like I said, it's so light that some of it floats. Like, I don't know if I can get that or not. Mica shines like a champ, so. But I don't know if you can see that right at the tip of my finger. Get it in the shade a little bit or something. Teeny tiny. So, but I think that's what we're looking for.
Got anything yet?
I think so. I won't know for sure till I get home and paint it that day.
Say hi, say cheese.
Where's y'all's pans?
I don't know. Find anything yet?
Oh, just little flakes.
Your hands aren't cold?
No.
Hey Charlie, so I hear you have a ring made out of the gold you found. You
Yeah,
want to tell me about it?
sure. And right there. All the little nuggets.
Oh wow, that is beautiful. How many pieces of gold do you think it took to make that?
Oh, gosh. Probably around about 30.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, the majority of them that I found wasn't here. It was in Arizona,
Oh really?
Stanton, Arizona.
Okay.
But some of them were from here.
Where's the biggest piece of gold you found?
The biggest piece of gold I found was weighed about a half an ounce.
Really? Wow. Where was that at?
That was in New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Uh-huh. But the most valuable thing I've ever found was a meteorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Here in Colorado?
Yeah. Well, no, it was in New Mexico.
Okay.
It weighs 3 pounds.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
about the size of a softball.
Really?
Yeah. And at the time, I've taken it to 3 different geologists,
Yeah?
and all of them told me the same thing. They all said they thought it was worth between $22,000 and $44,000.
Oh my goodness, you still have that?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I want to take it to Arizona. Every year they have a meteor
Uh-huh.
where people come from all over the world and bring their meteors that they have found.
Oh, how awesome.
And that way I really would like to know
Display,
a little bit more
yeah, a little
about
bit more about it.
mine.
That'd be awesome.
But it looks, you can see where it came in from the atmosphere,
Really?
and it melted about 3 or 4 different places,
Uh-huh.
and then there was a couple of places where it broke off.
Oh, okay.
But
How neat.
at first I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just a damn big old heavy rock, and I kept, look at that little chipmunk.
Oh, we got a little friend. There it is. We got a friend. He's visiting. Hi, little buddy.
But
Hi,
anyway,
little buddy.
I took it and when I first found it, I was looking for gold.
Yeah?
I had my metal detector set for gold, and but it will pick up metal.
Mm-hmm.
And
What kind of metal detector was it?
Garrett,
Garrett.
yeah, their main headquarters are there in Dallas.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over on Garland.
Mhm.
Garland. But anyway, I had it, and I was going down this little 3-foot little creek.
Yeah.
It was dried up, and I was going with it, and all of a sudden that thing went off.
What is that? Jackpot.
I said, I thought I found a big old nugget, because that
Right,
thing went crazy. I started digging and digging. I finally dug almost 3 feet. It was 2.5 feet down,
Right.
and I hit this rock, and I got down there and dug around it with my hands, and I picked it up, and I said, damn, that thing is awful heavy for a little rock. And I picked it up, and I said, well, I'm looking for gold. And I
Yeah.
threw it over on one side.
Oh, not thinking it was anything.
Yeah, not thinking it was anything. Then I got my metal detector and stuck it down there. Nothing. Took it over to that rock, and that thing just,
Ding, ding.
yeah, it went crazy. So I went ahead and got it, put it in the truck. It stayed in the truck for almost a month.
Yeah.
And then we was getting ready to go to Dallas. And we went to Dallas, and since my metal detector was Garrett,
Uh-huh.
I decided to go to the headquarters there. And I asked them if they had a geologist on there, and they said, yeah. And they asked me, said, well, what do you want to see him for? And I said, well, I found this rock, and it's heavy, but I'd like to know a little bit more about it. He said, well, go get your rock, and I'll go get the geologist. So I went and got the rock, and I'm not kidding you. I swear up and down. When I showed it to him, his eyes got
Really?
big. He said, have you
You
seen...
knew you had something then,
Yeah.
huh?
He said, have you seen our display? I said, well, first tell me, what is it? He said, it's a meteorite.
Wow.
He said, have you seen our display in our showcase? I said, no. He took me in there, and the biggest one he had was
Oh
about
my
that big
goodness.
around. And that's the reason why his eyes got so big, because mine's about like that.
Wow, that's
And-
amazing.
And he said, that's when he told me, he said he didn't know quite for sure, but just by looking at it and weighing it, he said that's what he thought he was.
That's
a
awesome.
meteorite. And,
You find
he-
anything here yet today?
Huh?
You find anything here yet today?
Just tiny little bitty flakes. And so then I took it. People in my club wanted to buy it.
Uh-huh.
But all they would give me is $1,000.
Really, yeah. You're like,
I
no
told
way.
him no. I said, I'd soon just rather keep it. I said, 'cause not that many people
No.
can say I got a meteorite.
Right.
And who knows where it came. I used to lay in bed thinking about where did it come from?
Yeah.
Was it part of the earth
That fell.
that centuries ago when the dinosaurs were here and that big asteroid hit the earth
Right.
and killed all the dinosaurs and it hit the ground so hard that it threw stuff
Tons
way
of-
up in the atmosphere, and it's been for millions of years it's
Right.
been floating around until it got too close to the earth, and then the gravity pulled it down.
Right.
Or and maybe it was another planet, you know.
Never know.
Yeah.
Too cool. We are having fun out here, and we're happy you came out with us.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I was glad to come out.
Those are forest fires. So
Oh my goodness. See, Kim, if we were on Naked and Afraid, we'd definitely take you with us.
I bet he won't last long doing that. He'll probably just put
We
a
got
bunch of
fire!
Yeah, he could come.
Back in 1859, we heard the paperman scream, gold is in those hills out west. Get rich while you can. Cover the wagons tomorrow, westward ho. We'll stake a claim and seek our fame. Make way, Colorado gold. Crossing the Rocky Mountains, over the Great Divide. There's money at the snowy peak, it waits for us inside. Picking and panning, working the months away. Hauling nuggets to the mill, gonna make it rich someday. Cover the wagons tomorrow, westward ho. We'll stake a claim and seek our fame. Make way, Colorado gold.
So I just cooked the. Are you serious? You're serious? So I just cooked the dirt, trying to make sure it's all dry, flipping it around, running it through there, and literally there's a piece of gold that popped out right there. I don't know how well that's going to show up, but you can surely see it. Nice little piece of gold sitting right there. Sweet. All right, we'll let it cool off later. All right, we're gonna get ready to start panning through the material that I brought back from Colorado. In Colorado, I had an 8-inch pan. You know, they were like $2 a piece. I ordered several of them. I was anticipating everybody to participate, but it turns out it wasn't really their gig. They weren't really interested in it because of the cold. But if you notice, this has a slight little lip on the side. Really? You're still gonna go pickaxe? So I ordered another pan through Amazon, and it's gonna be this one here. It has no side lip. It's got a nice wide flat bottom. So I've got my water here. I've got my jet dry in it. I had a kitchen strainer here, but when I was buying the jet dry, I saw this little bitty strainer here, so I cut a hole out of this, Gorilla glued the strainer there so I'd have another classification in here. So everything in this here is plus this, which is the big stuff, and then everything in these here, which is the bulk of the material, it's the plus and minus kitchen strainer. I have a magnet inside here so that I can go over stuff, pull the magnet up, drop it into a separate container, have a magnifying glass here, got a snuffer bottle here. So I have no idea how long it's going to take to go through all this, but we're going to go through it meticulously, and obviously I'm in no hurry because I don't get to go back for a year. So however long it takes is however long it takes. And I did see one piece of gold whenever I was cooking the material in the oven and drying it out, which I showed you that. And other than that, we'll see what we find here later. Yeah, I'm going through the minus kitchen strainer and got several pans in, and I see a little flake of gold right there. I don't know if that's going to focus or not, but that's a little flake of gold. Sweet! So I got this whole bowl to go through. 1 spoon, or actually about 2 spoonfuls at a time. Later! Well, sitting there going through this stuff with Jimbo. He got a little chunk of gold a minute ago, and I'm washing back the black sands, and it looks like I just got another little piece there. I'm trying to film this with my phone. I don't have GoPros or anything. But there's just a little piece there that washed off when I was trying to work these red sands off this black. Because it kind of goes blonde, red, black sands, and then hopefully gold. And there's a little bitty, teeny, tiny piece right there. See if I can't get the water over it. There you go.
Yeah, just let me know whenever I don't know if you want to use Skype or
So
whatever.
we're still working through this pan. Jim got a little chunky piece of gold and a couple of gold flakes with his too, so we'll do some pictures at the end of it later. When I get a little bit down there, all I do is take it, dip it in the water, and get rid of it because I don't need it, because I don't have any gold in it. And then I keep doing the same thing, washing the blondes down, until you just got black sands. But you need your readers on it, because some of that really light gold, it'll go with that blonde if you go too fast.